What's your sort of back of the envelope thinking of when Stanford gets back to status quo ante?
I think the university is going to be changed by this. I don't think we're going back to the status quo ante, and maybe I can point out two areas.
Please.
That's the case. The first, this huge experiment, forced experiment in online learning and online work, as difficult as it's been for all of us, has also shown tremendous promise in certain areas. Take telehealth. Back in January and February at the Stanford Healthcare, we have a big hospital here, we had each month about 3,000 telehealth consults. Today, we have 3,000 to 5,000 every day. Every day, 3,000 to 5,000 consults. Now, when we go back to a new normal and people are coming to the hospital, that will reduce. But I've talked to our physicians. The expectation is that maybe we'll have at least half as many. So many, many more than before. As we've learned how to do it, as we've seen how effective it can be, it's much less of a burden on individuals who would have to travel to the hospital, wait, sometimes potentially exposing themselves to disease and so forth. So it can be a great benefit.
How's the learning experience going to be for all of these undergraduate students that can't be on campus? What percentage are going to actually participate to the extent that you know at this point? And how are you going to engage with them?
So we've certainly given the option to students to take a gap year if they want, and many students have availed themselves of that opportunity. But we will have a large cohort of students in all years taking courses in the fall semester for our undergraduates, again, fully online. There are highs and lows of online learning. Maybe I can start with some of the positives. It's possible with online learning, with Zoom, for example, to make more use of active learning tools. For example, the Socratic method of calling on students. It's much easier to do that if you can see their names on the screen. It's easier for students often to break out into small groups, something that many of our faculty like to use. Unless a room is set up for people to be able to move their chairs around, that can be difficult in a standard lecture theater. Much easier, in fact, online. It's easier to have outside speakers come in and fly in for a 10-minute cameo and talk about something. So those are all positives. On the negative side, it can be very wearing to the students, wearing to the faculty. It's, of course, highlights inequities. People's living arrangements make a big difference. If you live with many family members in a small house where it's difficult to have privacy, that can be very difficult. If you don't have good internet access, that can be very difficult. So I think we see an exacerbation of the inequities that are present in our country in the context of learning as well.